Blake Lively in another bust-up with actress locked in feud with Joanna Gaines over security fiasco at Texas hotel. Oh boy, don't come for my Chippin' Joanna.
Are Blake Lively and Joanna Gaines locked in a feud right now? We have got to talk about that. The Hollywood star's visit to Gaines Hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas was filled with drama over an apparent security mishap, Radar Online can reveal. According to Hollywood insider Rob Shutter,
it all began when Blake Lively checked into Hotel 1928, the boutique retreat co-owned by Joanna and Chip Gaines. Marketed as a tranquil escape with signature magnolia charm, the hotel promised luxury and peace. But for Blake, the weekend was anything but serene.
Guest to her car and recorded her license plate after being seen in the lobby. Guest Caitlin Cooper claimed the movie star was acting super paranoid and added she didn't just notice us, she circled the car. It was really weird. Film Another Simple Favor was acting like the hotel was Buckingham Palace. It's Waco, relax, the resident added. So this is somebody who lives in Waco and I guess was there and was just like, she's acting like this was something special or she was something special.
According to several guests, it was Blake who drew attention to herself from the outset. Not subtly, but dramatically. She reportedly acted as if she were starring in a psychological thriller, darting glances, whispering frantically, and making sure everyone saw her.
You know, one of her favorite stars, and then Blake is just loud and walks in and she just has it's like a 20-second clip. You can barely see Blake, but it's clearly her, very loud. And then she notices that she turns, Blake leaves, and the security guy standing there kind of with the license plate as well. And Kate and her mom left, they drove off, and they were like quite shaken up, like, what is going on?
Imagine booking a quiet weekend getaway only to find yourself being stalked, not by a fan, but by a celebrity. That's exactly how Cooper described the experience. Invasive, harassing, and profoundly unsettling. And really, who wouldn't be shaken?
She was actually meeting with Joanna to talk about some business stuff that was going on or some business that they may have coming up. I'm not sure. But she was supposedly meeting with her. Then there was also Blake Lively's social media manager and a woman who is a nanny. She doesn't have on her profile that she nannies for Blake Lively, but she's a nanny.
Unsurprisingly, Blake's PR team sprang into action, calling the incident wildly exaggerated. Their narrative: Blake was concerned for her safety and reacting to a supposed breach in hotel security. The official statement positioned her as the victim. But eyewitnesses paint a much messier picture. One that doesn't exactly align with the clean narrative her team tried to spin.
That Blake Lively is feuding with Joanna Gaines over security fiasco at Texas hotel. Let's just read a little bit.
And that's actually what Caitlin said. She was like really loud. She had these people with her, and Blake Lively is a very loud person. And we know she talks non-stop. We've all seen the examples of it. She has to be the center of attention wherever she goes.
Multiple sources say Lively's arrival was marked by odd behavior. Guests described her as unusually loud and performative, a stark contrast to her typically poised public persona. Stranger still, she appeared visibly paranoid, often looking over her shoulder and murmuring to herself like someone convinced they were being followed.
Either way, Magnolia founders Chip and Joanna Gaines, together with AJ Capital, have re-envisioned a historic building to create a hospitality experience with 33 guest rooms.
Hi, but it would catch anyone off guard. Like, Blake Lively is filming me. What is going on? Next thing you know, Blake starts walking around her car and films the whole car and then pauses and captures a shot of her license plate.
The situation escalated when Lively allegedly became fixated on another guest, a woman named Caitlin Cooper. What began as mild curiosity soon turned disturbing. Witnesses claim Blake stalked Cooper around the property, quietly trailing her, watching her, even photographing and filming her, including her car and license plate. Cooper wasn't famous. She wasn't paparazzi. She was just an ordinary guest who suddenly became the subject of a Hollywood A-lister's obsessive attention.
South by South weekend, Blake Lively was staying at Hotel 1928 which is in Waco, Texas, about an hour and a half from where South by Southwest was taking place.
Just like everyone else, if she wanted privacy, she sure didn't act like it. Sources now say Lively has turned her frustration towards Joanna Gaines, claiming that Magnolia Mogul's hotel dropped the ball on VIP protocol.
And Caitlin Cooper. She wasn't trying to take photos. She wasn't seeking a moment of fame. She was simply there, in the wrong place, at the wrong time, and somehow ended up at the center of an A-lister's meltdown.
Was staying at that hotel, and she was staying there as like a staycation with her and her mom for like a little weekend trip. She hates being filmed, but had no problem allegedly filming someone else when she didn't like it. That's not privacy, that's control. Now, the rest of this article is just kind of
If privacy was her concern, why create such a spectacle? It felt more like performance than paranoia, and it reeked of celebrity privilege, the kind that expects rules to bend and logic to follow fame.
Commented, but those close to the hotel are calling the actress's behavior dramatic and completely over the top. Now, if someone was a dissenter
area, sitting down far away from Blake, and then Blake comes in and...
Was it a misunderstanding? A case of mistaken identity? Regardless of the cause, Blake's weekend retreat devolved into the kind of surreal nightmare no hotel guest expects or signs up for.
Can't seem to avoid controversy these days, as she is now said to be in a heated feud with TV personality Joanna Gaines. The Hollywood star's visit to the Gaines Hotel.
That Blake Lively is feuding with Joanna Gaines over security fiasco at Texas hotel. Let's just read a little bit.
Was Blake preparing to report Cooper to security? And if so, for what, existing near her? Or was she convinced Cooper was someone else entirely? Whatever the explanation, the experience left Cooper rattled and deeply disturbed.
She hates being filmed, but had no problem allegedly filming someone else when she didn't like it. That's not privacy, that's control. All right, interesting stuff. A lot of tea coming out today in the Lively world.
What began as passive observation crossed a line when Lively reportedly began filming Cooper, documenting her movements, her car, her license plate. That's not vigilance. That's harassment.
To specifically harass and target her. And of course, she has no way to trace this back, but it just kept happening. And it was weird because, again, this woman, she wanted, like, she was not trying to come for Blake. She wasn't trying to do anything to Blake, but somehow.
But the chaos didn't end at the hotel. After Cooper left, things got worse, online. She became the target of a coordinated smear campaign. And this wasn't just trolls. It was strategic.
People to think. While Lively is known for fiercely guarding her private life, critics say this time she crossed the line. It's ironic. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? She by Rob Shooter on his Substack, robshooter.substack.com. The Gossip Girl star is facing backlash after a strange encounter at Joanna Gaines' hotel in Waco, Texas. A fan claimed Lively followed her to her car, allegedly recording her license plate after being spotted in the hotel lobby. Which, by the way, you're allowed to do. You're allowed to videotape people in public. That's fine. Not a big deal. Not good for her PR.
No matter how you spin it, the facts don't quite support the poor Blake narrative. Even if she did feel unsafe, there are rational ways to handle those fears. Secretly recording a fellow guest wasn't one of them.
Muddy, them losing business, all because another person is incompetent and wanted to take one of the attorneys for Blake named Ezra. I forget the last name, but it's Ezra. It's a woman named Ezra. So she started seeing that, and then all of a sudden she had all of these anonymous accounts popping up, and they were making fun of her, calling her fat.
Some of the harassment came from accounts directly tied to Lively's team, her social media manager, her attorney, even figures linked to her PR agency. Verified profiles. Real names. Real power.
Stupid to create her own products, to do her own movies, to get anything off the ground, because she has her own production company, but they've had movies like announced under there. Ryan have entangled a lot of celebrities and studios and Hollywood people into their mess, and they all come from what are demonstrably false allegations of sexual harassment. If you read her complaint and you read Justin Baldoni's countersuit with all of his receipts, came from the wrong one, sis. Of all the men in the world for you to try to make false claims on, Justin was not it. Not only has his character shown to be upstanding and to be great, and us women can see it, but also when we look at everything that has happened, all of your behavior, how you've been in interviews and in press tours, to get anything off the ground, because she has her own production company, but they've had movies like announced under there for years and nothing has come out of it. And Justin Baldoni was able to destroy their movie, taken from them, their company destroyed, their name muddied, them losing business, all because another person is incompetent and wanted to take over a movie and a movie franchise because she is too stupid. Her Instagram, she started noticing different people popping up she had never seen before. So she started looking up their names because then like she was getting some harassment. One of them was the manager at Hotel 19.
Could it all be coincidence? Maybe. But when a woman involved in a bizarre celebrity encounter suddenly becomes the target of relentless online abuse, it feels less like an accident and more like a cover-up.